Spiritual practices have gotten a bum rap over the centuries, you know. There's no need that a person has to suffer privations, asceticism, and live like a penitent monk in the caves or cloisters in order to be spiritual. That just isn't the case. Let's go back historically. The reason that Buddha was able to go out into the jungles and come up with a theory that became his theory of Buddhahood and Buddhism is because he was the son of a king. He was the great prince. He had lived an opulent life in the city. And this is, I believe, the contrast between the two. The contrast between his living as a prince and then going out into the wilderness is what aided him and helped him come up with his theories. It's the great contrast between the two. You know, let's look at Jesus. I have no doubt that Jesus had something like that 40 days and nights in the wilderness that's spoken about in several places in the Bible. But, you know, that wasn't his whole life. You know, within about 3 days of him gathering disciples about him, he attended the marriage at Cana, where his mother was at, and he ended up, what did he end up doing? He ended up turning water into wine, for gosh sakes. You know, Jesus knew how to live. You know, he wasn't no fool. He wasn't going to just go with his monks up into some caves in the mountains and cloister themselves someplace. No, he was part of life. He was part of the world. He was perhaps greater than the world, but he remained part of it. So here's to that. And I think that a good theory might be that we remember to gratify ourselves. Self-gratification, you know, in life is not a bad thing at all. Here, you know, if I couldn't have a couple little snacks like this, you know, at my fingertips, I'd be pretty miserable. If I didn't have orange slices or barbecue potato chips or whatever, you know, I'd be a pretty miserable guy after a while. So I think that there is a path towards spirituality that does not necessarily mean fasting, prayer, asceticism, and putting off the things of the flesh. There's an alternation, I think, would make the most sense, alternating between periods of fasting and prayer and living, if possible, the good life and having fun, indulging yourself. You know, it's the little beautiful things in life that keep me going from day to day. I don't know about you, but I certainly advise you to do the same. You'll be very happy, much happier. Thank you so much.